2 on clouds. Cloud formation. The first step in cloud formation is that warm air is forced up into the atmosphere. So here on the ground, we have warm air that surrounds us, helps keeps us warm. It's from the sun. So all the time, all day long, basically, this warm air that surrounds us is rising up to the sky. And then we have more warm air, or that the sun heats the air that's around us and makes it warm. And then that warm air rises. And it gets forced up into the atmosphere. Since it is colder, the higher you go, so as you get higher in the sky, the colder it gets, the temperature starts to get colder and colder. This warm air, or this water vapor, which is water in its gaseous form, this water vapor that's in the air and rising up, it begins to kind of cool, and it condenses or turns into a liquid, and it kind of forms back into tiny little droplets. These droplets form around pieces of dust or salt that's naturally kind of suspended in the air, and these water droplets stay suspended because they are so small. So these little droplets kind of are so small and so lightweight that they get kind of carried along in the little pockets of air that surround us. So then these little water droplets that are all now kind of just hanging out in the air, these that are around little dust and salt particles, these water droplets kind of start all forming together because water is very polar, which means that it is kind of like a magnetic in a sense. It's attracted to itself in a very strong way. So all these little water droplets, they really want to be near each other, so they all cling together in one big huddled mass of water droplets, and that is what forms clouds. There are billions of water droplets in each cloud you see in the sky. So all those pretty white fluffy clouds you see in the sky, those are really all just a bunch of water droplets that are all clinging to each other around pieces of dust and ice and salt that's in the air. How are clouds classified? Clouds are classified or grouped into categories based on their shape and their height. Some clouds are high and some clouds are low and flat in the sky. So as you can see these down here, these are the kind of clouds you see really, really up high, whereas these kind of clouds usually hang a lot lower to the ground or they're closer to the ground. Dense clouds, like this one here, brings rain or snow, while thin, wispy clouds appear on sunny days. The shape and height of clouds changes depending on the temperature, pressure, and the amount of water vapor in the air. So these very big fluffy clouds here, this would most likely mean that there's a lot of water vapor in the air because these clouds formed, or these water droplets came together and formed very big clouds and storm clouds, which means that there's a lot of water droplets in here that are getting ready to basically fall out of this cloud and fall down to the earth, or down to the surface of the earth. Cloud shapes. So we have three different cloud shapes. The first one is stratus. So this is a picture of a stratus cloud. They are low-hanging, they are smooth-looking, and they kind of look like even sheets. Like if you were to take a cotton ball and stretch it out and make it just kind of one thin little layer. That would be a stratus cloud. Then we also have a cumulus cloud. Cumulus clouds are puffy white clouds that can most of the time have flat bases. So over here, or the last slide we looked at, you can see a nice flat base on this cumulus cloud. The same thing here, flat bases. So cumulus clouds are the real pretty looking ones in the sky that you might say look like certain animals or something. And then we have cirrus clouds. These are high up in the sky. They're very thin and feathery and white. clouds are also classified based on how high they are up in the sky. So if it is a very high cloud, like these cirrus clouds, then we use the prefix cirro. If it's kind of in the middle of the sky, like cumulus clouds can be, then we would say that those would be alto. And then last but not least, clouds that are low to the ground are stratus clouds. Here's another picture where you can see cirro means high, so these are called cirrocumulus clouds. That means that they are basically cumulus clouds that are high up in the sky. That's where the word cirro comes from. And down here, stratocumulus, this is a cumulus cloud, pretty and puffy, but it's got strato in front of it because it is low to the ground. And then we have altocumulus because it falls in the middle. So then here are just regular cirrus clouds that fit all the categories of cirrus: high, thin, wispy, feathery, and then again with our cumulonimbus, those are big storm clouds. Clouds that produce rain or snow have the word nimbus attached to them. Nimbus is Latin for dark rain cloud. The water content in these clouds is really high, and very little sunlight is able to pass through. So these kind of real dark, very solid-looking clouds, they are nimbus clouds, meaning dark rain cloud, and that means that the water level here is very, very high because it's all basically overflowing this cloud and it's getting ready to fall through the earth. And no sunlight really gets through because it's just basically a white sheet in the sky.